Hey guys, I'm Alana from IGN at CES 2017, and I'm here with Jonathan Tippett, who's an engineer, founder, and CEO of Furion Robotics, and they made this amazing thing behind me. What exactly is this colossal machine?
This is Prosthesis, the world's first racing mech. It's a purpose-built off-road racing machine.
How does this kind of thing exist? What did it take? How long? How much is it?
Well, this project has been incubating in my mind for 10 years now. It started out as a personal project and started to grow through student projects and hundreds of hours of volunteer time, small sponsorships from various companies. And eventually, about a year ago, we got to the point in the technology development that we partnered with Furion and formed Furion Robotics to complete the machine and commercialize it with a future to actually building an entire racing league around these racing mechs.
Sounds like it's very expensive and time-consuming to make a league of racing mechs, but what exactly does that entail? What's your vision for that?
Well, step one, make one, which will sort of capture the imagination and demonstrate the concept and hopefully convey the thrill and excitement that I anticipate getting out of actually operating one of these things. And then, of course, the next thing is to build the league, which would probably be modeled after motorsports leagues or other kind of sort of extreme sports leagues where you involve sponsorships and you televise the races and you use that as an incubating context for the technology.
As a person who loves giant mechs, that's incredibly exciting to me. How far off do you think that is, and how accessible do you think it's going to be?
That is really hard to say. I mean, this is truly an R&D project. This particular machine has yet to take its first steps, and we're going to have to gauge the rate of evolution based on the complications that we have. But it is rooted in like a proven control technology that we've already developed. So I'm pretty confident that this thing is going to be walking in the next couple of months, running in the next couple of months after that, and jumping before maybe next CES.
How high do you think it's going to jump?
Well, the computer models indicate it could jump half a meter from a standstill, and it's got half a meter of suspension travel. So if you've ever ridden a pogo stick, you can imagine things could start to grow. And
That sounds so fun. So how do you stay safe when you're in this thing?
well, the safest place is probably inside it or 100 meters away from it. There's two main safety systems. One is the pilot harness, which has a 3-degree of freedom suspension that isolates the pilot from the movements of the mech. And then you're strapped in with a 5-point racing harness, just like they use in motorsports. So you're in there kind of cocooned in this huge chromoly cage. And then during training and operation, we have these huge bumper bars, which have 14 inches of suspension on them. So if the machine does, God forbid, fall forwards or backwards, there's a massive cushioning. And they actually deploy out almost down to the ground so that while you're training, they can't fall over at all. And if you do end up on your front or back, you can deploy them hydraulically and right yourself.
That's incredible. One thing I really wanted to ask is, how does it actually work? I mean, it looks so heavy. How do you get a human to actually be able to carry all of that weight?
Well, the power plant is a 200 horsepower lithium-ion battery pack, and it runs hydraulic pumps, and the hydraulic pumps develop about 12,000 pounds of force. Wow. So this machine has no trouble flailing its 500 kilogram limbs around.
That's incredible. Last question is basically, how can I get in it at some point? When is that going to happen? How much is it going to cost? How do I get involved in this amazing sport?
That's another good question. You know, the way that we're going to unroll this and expand the experience for the public is central because the whole point of the machine was to create an experience for humans. So, you know, one model is that we sell them, but that's going to be a long road. Probably the first opportunity for anyone other than those who have devoted their blood, sweat, and tears to building it to get an opportunity to ride it will be, you know, we might offer like pilot training school where we'll maintain a fleet of them somewhere, maybe in the desert or out in the valleys near Vancouver, and you'll come out and like stay for a week or two and you do ground school and then you practice on the alpha leg, the first prototype leg, which is what that interface is from. And then once you qualify and get past your initial fear of ragdolling yourself around, then you have an opportunity to ride the real mech.
So no one can get inside the big guy just yet, but I am inside what is called an alpha prototype interface, which sounds like something from Titanfall, so I am 100% sold. For more on CES, stay right here on IGN.